Hey guys, Tim here, and I am really, I guess I could say, stoked about this product that I just received. And I'm losing daylight here, but I really wanted to open it up and get it charged overnight so I can use it and test it out and see how it works. So let me show you what just arrived. This is the portable power station. It's PPG, I think it's 100 or 1000. Let me see if they got it on the box here. PPG1000. And it just came, like I said, it is from Midland, USA. And it's a product similar to a few others that are out there. People use in their RVs, camping, for a number of purposes when your power goes out. It's a portable, basically a lithium battery that has a charge controller and a inverter built in, and then a number of different ports, AC, DC, USB. This one, I believe, has a 940 watt hour lithium battery built into it. Now, the thing that I really like about it is that it's built into, it looks like a kind of a Pelican case. So you can close it off and it's water resistant. I believe it's even waterproof for about 30 minutes up to a certain depth. It'll power, according to the box, your LED lamp, a 3-watt one for 261 hours, smartphone and tablets, 5 watt up to 157 hour, a laptop 50 watts up to 15 hours, an LED TV that's 45 watts up to 17 hours, a mini fridge up to 19 hours, and then a CPAP machine up to 13 hours. Again, it's in this case that I really like, that some of them are not as water resistant or rugged as this. Let's see. How does it charge? I'm just going to go over the box first, since that's where a lot of the information is. You can charge it by AC input, car DC charge, or solar power. You can power your devices. It's got AC output, USB, 12 volt DC jack, and USB-C. And on the back, just a few more information. It's a lithium ion battery, 924 watt hours. The input port I already went over, output also. It's got a GFCI AC, 110 volt, two plugs there. And in the box you get the unit itself, AC adapter, car DC adapter, and then you can also get a solar adapter for charging it that way. So let's go ahead and open it up real quick. All right off the bat, let me tell you a couple things that I'm impressed with before we even open this up. The power adapter, the brick or whatever you want to call it, is nice and slim. I really like that. Very small. I've gotten some devices where they've got the big, big blocks and bricks that take up a lot of space. This is very compact, about the size of a cell phone. Kind of a rubbery, smooth surface, easy grip. It's got a little light right there. You've got your plug that you plug in to the wall with, right there. And it's also got a USB on this end, so I assume while you're charging this, you can plug in something to the USB here and charge that as well. Here is your car adapter, or cigarette lighter adapter, as some people call them, that you can charge it with as well. Another thing I'm impressed with, this is your documentation. A couple cards, charge every 3 months. I think the other one, I'm not sure, just some more information. And then a very small little pamphlet or owner's manual that probably just gives you some basic information how to use it. So let's go ahead and open it up. It does have Midland's name on the front of the case that is covered up, you can see, with a protective film. Now, Pelican, I'm not even sure if this is Pelican, but it's a similar case. They do have like a valve here that, you know, when this is sealed up, it allows, I think, for pressure if you're changing altitudes, to let pressure in and out. So let's see what this looks like. Here we go. So this is the device. Let me put this so it doesn't blow away over here underneath here. It's got a little storage pouch or pouch up here with a couple snaps, and they feel like they're magnetic because they come off really easy and you don't have to squeeze them to tighten it up. So let's undo those, and some pockets that we can put our charging stuff in, the documentation, put that in there as well. It's got a little tag on here with all your information. It's got a light up here as well. I believe it's just a little LED light, and we'll have to see how that works at night. Like I said, I'm kind of losing my daylight here, so I'm going to try to get this done early, and I'm also watching my dog. Twinkie, stay here. All right, so the unit itself, let's see, disconnect DC load when turning unit on, and it is got a couple fans. I'm not sure how loud that will be, but we'll find out. And then a few vents right here and right here. I assume that's just for cooling. You've got your AC plugs right here. The GFCI, I believe that's what it is. USB 5 volt type A, 20 volt type C, which my phone does the 20 volt type C, the fast charging, which is great. 12 volt, it says marine on it for charging your DC or using DC. And then you've got the for charging the unit itself, your inputs, which I see how this, well, actually I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. Charge 12 to 30 volt DC input. So we would use well, I'll actually have to figure out where we plug everything in for charging. I assume that basically we plug everything into, it uses the same there. I'm not sure what would plug into here. I don't see anything that would fit in that. And these all seal off, it looks like, pretty well. Everything's kind of seals off for a watertight fit. Even this kind of, that closes up some. I'm not sure if this is a hardened plastic or a metal. It's kind of hard to tell. So I'm going to hit the power button. I don't know if this will actually power up, if it has to be charged. So let's go ahead and try it. Right away, it says here 83% DC. The fans kicked on for a second and then they shut off. I assume maybe when it's under load and it's working, it might the fans might come on, or maybe it's got some sort of thermostat or temperature gauge inside that'll kick in when needed. So DC 83%. The button here, LED, would just turn on the light, and then if I hit DC, it looks like is the mode that it goes to first. If I hit DC, let's see, AC, DC, so that AC, I heard a little clicking and it shows there on the screen as well. So we'll turn that off and just go back to DC. So again, There is no, on the outside, no ports for charging. You do have to have this open when you're charging it. If you're carrying it around, say on a wet day, you can, of course, close it up and keep it watertight, keep everything dry, which is great. It's got a typical handle that you'd find on these kind of cases. I've got a case similar to this from Pelican that I use for photography gear. Let me turn this off. So that's off. I'll charge it tonight. It's got a couple of latches that are sealed up pretty well, and then you've got some holes or some areas where you can lock the case if you need to put a padlock in here. I don't know if you can see that with the shadow. It is pretty heavy. There are a couple, actually, let me say, some rubber feet on here, keep it from sliding around. It's fairly heavy, I'd have to say. That battery. Let me see if they say on the box here what the weight is. Dimensions. Well, actually, I don't see on here what the weight is. I'll look it up and maybe put it below. It does say that it's IP67 waterproof protection, only when case is properly sealed. So use the manual for that. It says to check it out. But for a lithium battery system or power pack, this is pretty nice. You know, that you can carry it around, set it up with you at the campsite. Oh, sorry about that. Definitely won't have to worry about it sliding around with that battery weight in there. But you can set it up at the campground and plug in your devices that you might need to run. And so I'm pretty excited about it. I'll make a video later to kind of give you an idea how it works, or at least my impressions of it. And like I said, I'm stoked. I'm happy. All right, a couple more things that I missed on the last, before I ended the video and cut away. This port that I had pointed out right here, that is a quick charging port, and they have another adapter you can purchase that you can plug in here, and it does a quick charge on it. This other one is the DC solar charging input, but this is a quick charge port. Another few specs that I didn't actually cover is that it's got a 1,000-watt inverter. I did say it's a 920 watt-hour lithium-ion battery, DC solar input, AC quick charge input, the GFCI, the 5-volt USB. I went over all those, the outputs. Water-resistant case it has been tested, and the unit weighs 25 pounds. Felt heavier to me, but it says 25 pounds. Maybe I'm just getting weak here. There are some of what you'll see on the screen: AC/DC, USB, error, reset, and charging for the LCD display. And like I said, this is a really simple manual. It shouldn't be too difficult to figure it out. Some of the features for the case: it's been independently certified by a third-party lab. It's waterproof to IP67 standards, that is if you use it correctly. And they go over charging for the unit, solar charging, a lot of different simple things here. I like it when you can use something without having to, read a huge amount of instructions and manuals. LED light, troubleshooting, and I believe that's probably it. The rest is just, warning stuff, accessories. Sorry about that, I'm not paying attention to my camera here. But that information, and then I will go back in the little bag here and nicely in here with all the other everything else that can fit. Again, this is a nice touch with the light there, and then the place for everything to fit, to slide in. And there's one cable going from the battery and everything down here up here, which I assume just goes up to the light. There's really nothing else up here except for this little light up here. So I'm gonna give it a charge, and I'll let you know in another future video what I think of it. And I really don't have anything to compare it to, but I think this is going to be something that I can use for a while, and just another option in the, when I'm off grid and need a power source. All right, guys, just a quick follow-up. I've been using the Midland Power Station for quite a few weeks now, and I'm impressed with it. I used it to power lights inside the ambo here, to charge a lot of devices, and it's worked well. The GFCI sometimes gets triggered, and I think if you don't reset it correctly, or it thinks that it still has an error, and you have to almost kind of fiddle with it to reset it correctly, and so it doesn't trigger itself. So that's just a minor thing. I've loved using it for charging all my phones and camera batteries when I'm off grid and don't have any place to plug in, as well as the lights inside here. I've used some LED lights on it, as well as the let's see if I don't know if you can see that, those lights up there that I just plug in, and it's worked great. So I'm using this camera probably in the wrong way, but I typically keep it just down. Let's see if you probably can't see it, and I probably should have plugged some lights in, but underneath the bed there, when it's not outside and charging or plugging it in out there, it stores under the bed, and it's a good backup system. So I would recommend it from Midland. I like the case and everything. That's something that's a little different than most of these portable power stations, or solar stations as some people call them. So I do like the rugged case, and I'm happy with it. It's a good purchase, good price.